Hey everybody. Was just in here trying to shoot some video of my black ghost knifefish. I saw him dart from one cave to the other, which is all I ever get to see of that fish. So of course I grabbed my camera in hopes that it was going to be sort of out and about and moving around, and of course it did not, and I got no video and I got nothing. But while I was standing here and I've got my garden tank light turned out to reduce the glare, I noticed that my big high-fin spotted Pleco is out in my T-bar tank, so figured why not get a little bit of video of this. This is a really cool fish. I know it's going to outgrow this tank eventually, but for now I love it. It's not growing really fast, and I'm hoping that it sort of tops off or slows down. I've talked about this in the past. Fish, they're indeterminate growers, so they will continue to grow their entire life, but they have sort of a peak growing period when they're young, and that's when they put on a lot of weight and a lot of size really quickly, and then after that it sort of slows down. So if he doesn't get too big in his initial growth period and sort of tops off and slows down, I might be able to keep it in this 55 for, I don't know, a few years at least. It's already been in here for several months, and it's gotten pretty big in a matter of months. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm guessing that since a Pleco is a fairly long-lived animal, their rapid growth period is probably at least 18 months to 2 years. You know, that first couple years of life is just going to be fast growing, and then they're going to sort of start to slow down as they get bigger. So we'll see. If he's got 18 months or 2 years of rapid growth and it's continuing to grow the size and the pace it's growing now, then we're definitely not going to get a couple years. It won't even make it till it, sort of tops out. So the other fish I have in this tank that have been hanging out and looking awesome are my two Siamese Algae Eaters right there. You can see the one down here in the shadows and then the other one lying back there. They really like lying on these Anubias leaves, and sometimes they'll lie out, I guess you could say, sort of lying out in the sunlight, and then other times they just sort of lounge around in the shade and underneath of the leaves. And speaking of which, we got my little Synodontis out and about, swimming around. I really like this Anubias in this tank since it's gotten so big and bushy. You can see I got two massive clumps of it. And the fish really love it. You just saw my Synodontis Lucipinnis over there swimming around in and about. And then, of course, we've got my two Siamese Algae Eaters right here. And then my little guppy and all the other smaller fish will dart in and out and swim around if they have to. The hatchet fish tend not to. The hatchet fish are pretty surface oriented. They won't really come down into the water column unless they're really stressed out. And if that's the case, then they do indeed dart down and hide in the leaves of this Anubias. So it's not just me that likes it, it's the fish too. They really enjoy interacting with this. I even see my T-bar, who at the moment is down at this end of the tank. Well, he was. He's going to try to hide from us. But he will actually sort of get in that Anubias and sort of wedge himself in between the leaves. It's a lot more open than it looks. When you're seeing it with the two-dimensional view of the camera here, it tends to look like a solid piece of green. But it's not, and there you go. You can see my catfish over here again swimming around in the Anubias. And I don't currently have any Anubias for sale, but I do have big pieces of Java fern, and I'm looking to actually sell the Java fern whole. So if anybody's interested in some really massive clumps of Java fern, I think I'm going to do $50 a piece, and that'll include shipping and everything. And I'm going to have to ship them in a fairly sizable bag and container because they are big clumps of Java fern. So if anybody's looking for that, something they want a big, well established, and I'm talking like basketball size, big clump of Java fern, I currently have 3 of those. And then, of course, I've got lots and lots of little pieces of Java Fern, and I've got Water Sprite, and we might be able to find a few other little odds and ends here and there. So if you're interested in aquatic plants, I will put my email down below, and you can check it out, contact me, and we can talk about it. For my regular plants, for my, my normal deal is $22, and that includes shipping, continental United States only. And you get a lot of plants for $22. Trust me, if anybody out there has gotten plants from me and you want to throw a comment down below and, share your experience, please do, because I haven't had anybody dissatisfied yet. So, like I said, if you're interested in plants, check out my email down below. In the meantime, we're just going to call this a little look at my T-bar tank. So, can't really think of anything else to talk about. Just wanted to get some video of some cool looking fish while I was standing here. Was unable to get the video I actually wanted to shoot, so we got this one instead. So I am going to say thanks for watching. Make sure you're subscribed, that way you won't miss anything. You never know what it's going to be with me. Don't forget, this one here is my T-bar tank. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you real soon in the next one.